Hello and welcome to eChinese Learning Pod, your go-to podcast for learning Chinese and exploring Chinese culture. To protect speakers' privacy and enhance audio quality, some or all voices in this episode are created with AI assistance.
Hi everyone, and welcome to eChinese Learning Pod. I'm Ruby, here with my trusty co-host, Eric. We are diving into the wild, wonderful world of Chinese shopping phrases today. Eric mate, are you ready to confess your most embarrassing shopping stories?
I feel like I won't have a choice. Hi all, I'm Eric, and yeah, I've walked right into a few awkward situations in markets. But I'll get to that. Let's kick off with the essentials, eh? So, when you walk into a shop or market stall, the classic phrases are super handy. For starters, you'll want to say, 你好, to get the staff's attention, and a polite smile never hurts.
Too true. And if you want to ask how much something costs, you say, 这个多少钱? Right? Which means, how much is this? I love it, get straight to the point. Eric, it's eat, 这个多少钱?
Bang on, Ruby. 这个多少钱? Try saying that quickly and you'll sound native before you know it. Also, if you want to try something on, say, clothes, you'd ask, 可以试试吗? That's, 可以试试吗?
I always muck up, 便宜点. Like, is it, 便宜点? I know it means a bit cheaper, but every time I try at a market, they just stare at me. Give us a demo, Eric?
It's 便宜点. Give it a go?
便宜点, oh, did I murder that? I'm sure my accent doesn't help.
Not terrible, but not quite native. That was more like Australian special offer. And the full question for discounts is, 这个可以打折吗? 这个可以打折吗? Can this be discounted? Try that one, you brave soul.
这个可以打折, 折吗? That 折, it flips me up every time.
Honestly, you're getting there. Better than my first go, anyway. Which actually reminds me, so, this one time in Beijing, I totally muddled up my and my, buy and sell. I wanted to buy oranges but ended up convincing the stall holder I was selling them crates of oranges. She started haggling with me like I was her new supplier. It was, well, Ruby, you'd have loved to see that.
Oh, that's gold. See, folks, just one wrong word and suddenly you're in the fruit business. Alright, so learn from Eric, practice those tones, yeah?
So, once you know what to say, it's how you say it, right? Bargaining is almost an art form in Chinese markets. The phrase, 太贵了, 太贵了, means that's too expensive. Say it with a smile, never a scowl, or you might offend.
Right, smiling is like your ultimate bargaining weapon. I mean, it worked for me in Shanghai. I walked up to this little souvenir shop, all smiley, and said, 便宜一点, 便宜一点, a bit cheaper, please. And then pulled a silly face. Maybe that's not textbook, but the stall owner just cracked up and knocked like 30% off straight away.
Yeah, playfulness goes a long way. Just be careful you're in a place where bargaining is expected. Bargaining at Gucci? That's a hard no. But in open markets, night stalls, touristy souvenir shops, that's where it's totally normal. If you push too hard in the wrong place, it'll just seem rude.
And keep it respectful. Never raise your voice, yeah? I mean, people are more likely to say no discount if you get pushy, just like back home. You can always try a friendly, 可以便宜点吗? To soften the mood, like, could you make it a bit cheaper? I found even making a joke about my budget makes people laugh.
Exactly. And, if negotiations stall, sometimes it's okay to walk away, politely. They might call you back with a better offer, or maybe not, but you keep it breezy either way. Oh, and it's totally fine to accept the first price if you feel it's fair. Don't feel forced to haggle if you don't want to.
Yes. Sometimes you just want to get your dumplings and go. But, if you're ready to try out those phrases, just do it with a big grin, and maybe a really bad joke about how your suitcase is already too full anyway. Works like a charm. So, you've scored your bargain and now it's time to pay up. First thing, don't just assume cash is king. Lots of places take cards these days, but you have to ask. The phrase is, 可以刷卡吗? That's, 可以刷卡吗? Or, can I use a credit card? I always forget if it's sha or sha. Eric, help.
It's sha, almost. So again, 可以刷卡吗 gets you what you need. And if you need a receipt, you'd ask, 要发票吗? 要发票吗? Shop staff don't always offer it, so just ask if you need it for business or returns.
Now, the real modern twist, everyone in China's glued to their phones, right? Mobile payments are massive. So, actual cash feels kinda old school. If you want to ask if you can use WeChat Pay, you'd say, 可以用微信支付吗? That's, 可以用微信支付吗? I nearly botched that in Hangzhou, said it with an Aussie twang and got puzzled looks, but I got my baozi, so who's laughing?
You know, I had this moment in Qián at a tiny noodle shop, absolutely brilliant spot, by the way, and I asked, 可以用微信支付吗? To my absolute surprise, the owner grinned and started chatting away about all their regulars who pay by phone. I sort of expected the tech stuff in big cities, but even family-run places are really up on it now.
Seriously, it's wild how quickly things are changing there. So, folks, remember these little phrases. You'll buy more than just souvenirs, you'll score a heap of good vibes too.
Couldn't agree more, Ruby. Just be adventurous, expect a few fumbles, that's half the fun. Alright, we hope these phrases and stories help you next time you're in a bustling Chinese market or a shop. There's always more to cover, so keep those ears peeled for our next episode.
Thanks for joining us. Eric, always a pleasure. Catch you next time, mate?
Absolutely, Ruby. Thanks all, bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Want to practice what you've learned today with a real Chinese teacher? You can get a free one-on-one trial lesson at eChineseLearning.com. That's it for today's episode of eChinese Learning Pod. Thanks for tuning in.